Hello everybody, and welcome to this week's energy update with me, Rebecca.meisl. I'm going to first off apologize for any background noise. I am sitting with my door open because it's such a beautiful day and I need some sunshine. I feel like we're finally getting this beautiful sun coming out, and I feel like this is definitely applying to this week's energy. We might be seeing like this sun starting to come in, this new illumination coming in. We have a really strong week of manifestation and getting very clear cut about our goals and how to bring them forward and how to remove any of these toxic ideologies or blockages that are hindering us from seeing our highest good, from seeing ourselves as we deserve to be seen, and coming out of this cage of fear and insignificance. They're just showing me how so many of us have been trapped in these belief systems and situations that are really holding us back from growing into our full potential. So really beautiful week. It's going to definitely require some focus. It's going to definitely require that we do a little introspection this week as well to really get clear. A little bit of discipline coming through here as well this week, in the sense of really getting honest and clear cut in seeing all of the details of how we can truly start living life in our own way, in our uniqueness, in our authenticity. So it's really beautiful. So let's go into what channel. So we have the curtain has lifted. Now it is time to see clearly. The illusions, the deceptions, the self-sabotage, all of this is now being lifted. Doing what is right for you now, finding your own way and seeing you are strong. You are a leader, yet you're not alone. Feel support gathering around you. See that all comes together in perfect time, without force or difficulty. One step at a time, you will get to your goal. Surrender to the divine feminine. Invest in your skills. Don't shy away from hard work, for it will set you free. Does what you do, now set limits. Clear all limitations from you now. You are in the midst of being set free from fear and from self-shame. Notice these energies in your life. Notice where they have lingered too long, leaving the real you lost and forgotten. Reclaim yourself. Set yourself free. Free from shame. Foregoing the limits life has brought you to co-create your new world with the Lord above. Seeing through to the end of your destiny, seeing the destination as more than a goal, but a means to set you free. If you want to be free, live free. Do it now. But in order to do so, you must see and acknowledge where you are caged, where you keep yourself small. So let's pause there. So much good stuff. So much good stuff to review here. So let's start off with these illusions and self-sabotage and deceptions that we are going to be illuminated to this week. So we're seeing a lot of this awareness drop in this week as to where we are the culprit, where we ourselves are not seeing our full potential. We're not seeing how we're so supported, how we don't have limits, only the limits we put upon ourselves. So this week we're being really called to do that introspection and look at our lives and see where we are pushing forward this energy of staying safe, of staying in our comfort zones, of not taking the risks that we need to be taking. So they're showing me the leap of faith. Where are you being called now to take a leap of faith and encourage that little you, that beautiful inner child within yourself to take the next step forward, because they're kind of showing me someone at the precipice of making a big decision or taking this leap of faith that they deep down know intuitively is right for them, that they deep down know within themselves is in alignment, but they're really struggling with the fear. They're really struggling with the self-sabotage, and the ego is coming in loud and strong to really sabotage what they know they need to do next. So notice where you are hesitating. Notice where you are procrastinating this week, and where those energies might actually be really increased because of the fear you are not wanting to see or not wanting to delve deeper into. So we're going to have to do a little bit of this inner work, but it's going to increase our abundance tenfold when we do. And I love how they put this, like, don't shy away from hard work, because it's going to massively set you free. So every time you face a fear, look at it with that perspective. Every time that I look at this, every time that I have the courage to test this theory, to test my old belief systems and look them in the eye and go, are you still true? Is this really helping me or hindering me? You are taking a huge step forward in your inner progression, in your outer progression, and in your manifestations. And once more, you are showing up for yourself in ways that perhaps you failed to before. So they're kind of mentioning that, like, look over your life and see where you failed to take a chance on yourself. Do you want to repeat the past? And wow, okay, they're being very firm about this. And once again, this week is going to be like the hammer coming down when it comes to the truth. We're going to have to see things in their entirety. So this is where any self-deception, any of this illusions, so our third eye is going to be massively clearing this week. We're got to see these things for what they are, because they are stopping us from doing what is necessary, from being who we need to be, from being our authentic selves. So we're going to get that dose of clarity this week, and we have to be willing to see it. So they're just showing me this clarity dropping in, and someone going, oh, I don't want to see that. I don't want to look at that. I don't want to have to claim the responsibility for this situation that I have created for myself. And that is sometimes a tough pill to swallow, is realizing we are the masters of our lives. We are responsible for what we have created, even the negative things in our lives, right? So sometimes we have to look at what we've manifested, what we've created, and see that it's been created from our wounds. So take a look at those wounds this week. What is hurting you? What is making you afraid? What is keeping you in this constant loop of worry and fear, where you have to start saying no to those facets of yourself and giving them comfort and giving them love, saying, okay, look, we're not going to believe this anymore. We're going to do what's necessary to feel the fear. So that's where the comfort comes in. That's when the compassion comes in with the inner child going, it's okay, we can do this, right? So similar from last week, where we have to take the time to feel those things, to nurture those parts and get them on board so we can move forward in this next phase of our life, this next phase of abundance that we want to be generating and welcoming in. So take a look at that as well this week. Where are you failing to generate abundance? And asking yourself, why? Why am I failing to bring in what I'm trying to bring in? What is sabotaging this specifically? And a lot of you are going to come back to this reality check of, oh, it's my lack of belief in myself. So really write down and take a hard look at what you're truly telling yourself every day. So they're showing me the importance of self-talk and the importance of positive affirmations, of reaffirming this new pathway for your brain, this new pathway for your life, and keep choosing that every day. So once more, lots of inner work to look at this week. Lots of awareness, a lot of self-awareness. So you can start doing what is right for you now. So I love how this is being lifted. This curtain of deception is being lifted so we can see the truth. And this is what channel, doing what is right for you now. Finding your own way and seeing you are strong. This is so beautiful. So as we do this, as we get this illumination, this wake-up call to the truth, it's like, wow, I've got to choose myself now. I've got to make this change. I've got to take a chance and take a leap on myself. So we're getting this wake-up call to give us the push. So last week we had that really strong theme of the divine pushing us, going, hey, it's time to do this. So are you still procrastinating what you have to do? Okay, and why? So really look at that. What is stopping you from taking this next step? So you are a leader, yet you are not alone. This was really beautiful. This was so important. I think there's going to be a lot of wounding that might come up for a lot of us around feeling alone, feeling like we're not supported, feeling like the divine even isn't supportive of our dreams. And maybe we've mistakenly seen that because we're like, well, universe, I've put my full faith in you. I've put all the work in. I've done this, I've done that. And they're kind of showing me the hurt that has fostered in the heart chakra and in the physical body even surrounding this, where it's like, but you haven't delivered. I still am not generating the abundance. I'm still left with nothing. I'm still this, that, and the other. I'm still not happy. Okay. Now, this wound, it's going to be tempting for us to bypass because we're going to go, I don't have support. And that's the wound. You're not getting supported. You're not receiving what you need. And that is so painful. So to move forward in this, we have to remove the judgment and we have to remove this energy of lack. But in order to do that, they're showing me the tendency of how we know. We're like, but I know the universe is there for me. And I know logically that this is an incorrect perspective. Now, see, when we go there, we're bypassing the pain. We're bypassing the hurt because we're going, well, it's not logical. So we're going to judge that instead of actually nurturing that and comforting that wound and doing what we need to do to actually heal it. So they're showing me someone dancing around the hurt, dancing around that because, well, oh, it's not a correct perspective. So as much as we might know, okay, no, we know we have support now. We know the universe loves us. We know that. Are you still hurt? Where is there still a very subconscious wound around this? And once more, where do we need to own up to that and go, okay, yeah, I am hurt. I'm angry. I'm resentful. I'm frustrated. No matter what I do is never enough. I'm never getting the support I need. We need to feel that. So where are you not honoring your hurt? Where are you telling a part of yourself that you don't deserve to feel how you feel? So very important that we do not bypass this wound. And it's in a lot of us, okay? Because let's be honest, all of us have been raised and conditioned to believe that if we are a good person, if we do everything that society tells us to do, we should be happy. So when we do all these things and we put in all the hard work and we spend years and time of our lives doing the formula that is given to us that should give us the results of happiness and fulfillment, and we get there and we don't have it, of course that's going to be devastating. Of course that is going to make us go, well, what did I do wrong? Even if you did everything perfectly right. So then we go and we blame ourselves. We go, well, I'm not good enough. When am I going to be good enough? When, universe, are you going to give me what I need? But we're failing to see that we've been manifesting this reality by following this formula. So we need to feel the hurt. we need to feel this injustice that we feel. And once more, we might feel that towards the universe, right? And that's okay. It's so interesting because they keep showing me this space for that, where it's like, yeah, go for it. We can take it. If you're upset with us, we can take it. We have the space for you to feel however you feel, and you need to let that out. So don't shy away from feeling your anger, your resentment, any of those feelings that we tend to try to bypass or not acknowledge. It's actually very important that we just allow ourselves and give ourselves the space to just feel how it feels and go, it's okay. It's okay. So just like a young child, we need to be giving ourselves the same grace and respect. You're feeling something really big, right? And that's what we say to kids. Oh, you're feeling something so big right now. Okay, let it out. You know, kids do that. They have a temper tantrum. They freely express themselves. And that's actually very healthy, right? Because they're feeling something. They need to get it out. So where have you stopped allowing yourself the same courtesy and grace to just let out how you feel, to cry? And if you need to scream about it, scream about it. Like, let it out. Stop judging it as right or wrong or bad or good, right? So this week we're going to need to recognize that this isn't a mark against us if we have these feelings, and to give ourselves this freedom, and how freeing that is. Could you imagine living your life without this judgment, without this shame that we put ourselves under every single day? And then taking things a step further, because once we release this, we start seeing, wow, there is no formula. There is no right or wrong way for you to be living your life. And that's incredibly liberating. For some of us, we're going to be like, oh my God, that's kind of scary, because if there's no structure, what do I do? But this is where we start having to trust ourselves. And this is where we're going to be called to go into our souls and into our hearts and into our authenticity and go, okay, soul, you show me the path. Because if there is no right or wrong, then what am I doing trying to follow this rat race of life? I'm going to just sit back for a minute, get that clarity of what is my next step. And some of us are going to have to go in and go, what is that next step? Soul, what is my next step? Universe, what is my next step? Just show me my next step. That's all you need to do. And take action on those next steps. And no step is too small. All right, this is what's so beautiful, is one step is a step. It is progress. So stop judging the journey. Stop trying to force the journey. This was really coming through, right? Like surrendering to the divine feminine, to the ebb and the flow of your life. Stop trying to control. And that's going to once more set you free again, because then it's like, oh, everything is coming together for me. Everything is happening in perfect timing, and I don't need to worry about it. So it's really, really amazing what we're cultivating this week. And when we start trusting the soul's path and we start trusting aligned decisions and going and making those choices, we're going to start seeing how we really are strong, how we really are capable of making these choices for ourselves, because a lot of us are afraid. We're afraid to make those choices, those big changes. But when we start doing that, it empowers us, right? And we start seeing, oh, we actually aren't alone, okay? So 2 things come up with this. One is a lot of other soul family and people are going to relate to what you are experiencing. So I'm kind of hearing like seek out help this week and encouragement from others so you don't feel alone, because all of us go through this awakening at some point in our lives where it's like, oh, I followed this path and it brought me here, not where I wanted to be. And people are going to relate. So I'm really seeing like communication, talk with others, feel less alone, like take the initiative to express yourself and how you're feeling. Sit down with a trusted friend, hash it out, talk it out. They're really showing me that's important. So then we feel less alone in it. And then second too, we start seeing how the universe is always conspiring in our favor. So we see that support. We then see, oh, the universe is on my side. Right now, it might not feel like it, but once we heal this wound and we give it the space to be expressed, then we start cultivating this whole other perspective, not filtered through this wound of insufficiency, of lack, of unsupport, to, oh, maybe I am supported. Maybe everything has led me to this breakthrough moment so I can start again. So I now can take control of my life, step into my power, and actually co-create with the universe now in a very conscious way. So see how this once more is really transforming our approach to our lives and our manifestations. So just like last week, we had that theme, like, where are you manifesting from? Where are your motives for your decisions? Is it from fear or is it from love? And once more, that's going to really help transform our lives. So from there, we have invest in your skills. So as we start stepping into our power, getting those next steps revealed of what we want to be doing, what we consciously want to be manifesting, we're going to be illuminated to where we do need to be putting time and energy, maybe even funding, and maybe taking a risk on ourselves and on our gifts. So what is it that you need to be pouring more into? And they're showing me, like, very intentionally placing your energy into a certain gift of yours and honing it, getting perhaps more education on it, exploring options. But I'm really seeing, like, some of us are afraid to do that because we're so scared. We're so scared of taking these next steps. And they're just showing me it's actually really just a fear of not being supported. So that's the root wound we got to be working with. So what would you do now if you didn't have any limitations? And this is what we have to start going through and asking ourselves each time we place a limit on ourselves. Go like, well, what if this limit didn't exist? You know, a big one is finances. What if this financial block didn't exist? What would be the choice? What would be the thing I would be pursuing? Right? Sometimes we have to remove all the blocks and play in that realm of possibility because it brings clarity and it helps us see, okay, then what is possible for me to do now? This is what's in alignment. This is what I need to choose. So how can I make this happen? So this is where this diligence and discipline is going to come in this week of really analyzing your goals and getting very, very clear cut on how can I remove these limits from my goals? How can I remove these belief systems that are keeping me in scarcity and lack and inability? Okay, so it's really, really cool. So this is all coming up. Once we do this exercise, it's going to illuminate where we've been undercutting ourselves, where we haven't been believing in ourselves, where we have this wound of not being supported. And this is so necessary because it's helping us set us free from all of these things that are in the way, okay? So notice these energies in your life. Notice where they have lingered too long, leaving the real you lost and forgotten. So do you feel that way? Do you feel like you're just swept away with life right now? You have no idea what you're doing. You're feeling confused. You're feeling in a fog. It's because of these old belief systems clinging on and going, you can't do this. So it's like the moment you get clarity, it's only like, say, 30 minutes later, and the ego snaps right in right away and goes, oh no, you got to think about this. Right? So where do you need to realize that this is immediately leaving you, the true you, your desires, your dreams in the dust, and is kind of being like this dictatorship. That's what they're kind of showing me, is like this ego is just being this dictator, being like, you have no rights. This is what you have to be doing, and then it's like, well, what about me? Your soul's going, what about me? What about me? Your heart's going, what about me? I want this. So stop it. Let me live my life. So where are you feeling lost and forgotten in your own life? Okay, it's time to take center stage. So reclaim yourself, set yourself free without shame, foregoing the limits life brought upon you to co-create your new world with the universe. This is so, so beautiful. And the following goes, see it through to the end. Okay, this is so, so cool. So once again, it's like, don't stop. Don't get hung up or caught up by this voice of the ego, by the voice of your fears that are so loud. And yes, they might get very loud this week, but we have to have the courage and we have to have the willingness to see them for what they are. Deep wounds within ourselves that need comfort and care and space to be heard. And then taking that little child's hand, your inner child's hand, and going, let's do this anyway. Right? So having the courage to see this through the end. And I love this because they're saying, see your destination as more than just a goal, but a means to set you free. If you want to be free, live free. Do it now. Okay, this is so cool. So what's kind of amazing is a lot of our goals that we truly innately desire and want are going to test us. And you've probably felt that, like every time you've pursued a goal, there's been big challenges and it's made you face fears that you'd rather not have, right? So whether it's this big fear of being seen, whether it's this big fear of just getting out of your comfort zone, doing something you've never done before, it's going to test you. And it's for a reason. It's to help you come to these realizations about yourself, about your life, and to have more courage and belief in yourself. So if these things come up in the journey, how can you see these as tests of faith? How can you see these things as, wow, this is helping hone myself like never before. This is making me believe in myself like never before. And it's pushing me, but it's going to be worth it, right? So your goal is setting you free. So what we have to do now, if we want to live free, we have to be free. So they're kind of showing me once again, we manifest what we are, whether we like it or not. It's the vibration we're in. It's the vibration we're emitting. So are you free? If you look at yourself in your daily life and even your mind, your thoughts, are they freeing? Is the way you live your life freeing? Is it in the divine feminine energy? Does it even know what that feels like, right? So notice where you're not living free in your life. That's exactly what we're going to get illumination to this week. And as homework, start playing in how could I live more free? Ask yourself these questions. What can I do to free myself? Are there certain areas in my life that I do not feel free? That I feel caged, that I feel is too regimented, that needs more flexibility, more balance and harmony? Look at those things in your life. It's absolutely amazing what can shift when we start putting a little conscious awareness to our everyday actions. So if you want to be free, live free. Do it now. But in order to do so, you must see and acknowledge where you are caged, where you keep yourself small. So yes, adding to that, where do you keep yourself small? Where are you not allowing yourself to be seen in your life? So if you know you have this deep wound around being seen, if you know you struggle with that, what's a step you can take this week to conquer that fear? How can you start putting yourself out there? So it's really amazing because the self-mastery is really going to come in where it's like, okay, I know I'm afraid, but I'm going to face this fear. I'm going to conquer it. I'm going to be the leader of my life. And it's absolutely amazing. The barriers we're going to be blasting through. It's quite cool. So from there, we have stop manifesting the same opportunities over and over again. It's time to ask for more, to be more, and to know you are deserving of it. Ask yourself, what would you be doing now if there were no limits, no distractions? Do it. Follow your goal through to the end. Play in the realms of the imaginary. Daydream and play with your desires. Manifest the right way, not through pain and suffering, loathing your journey, but through strength and through joy. Be in your power at all times. You will manifest your goal. You are you are at the precipice of being all of who you are. Fight for that person every single day. Don't fall prey to small-minded thoughts that keep you in the dark and afraid. It is time to be big now. No more waiting. The revelation is here. You are strong. You are powerful. You are masterful in your design. Okay, so this is so beautiful. Let's pause here. So amazing information that is coming through. Once more this week, we're going to get illumination to where we might be repeating cycles or where we might be the perpetuator of our own unhappiness. So yeah, they're showing me the loop and the loop and the loop. So where are we stuck in this loop of fear? Where are we stuck in this loop of belief that we don't deserve more, that we can't do more? We can't reach our goals, okay? So we're getting this very strong messages. Stop manifesting the same opportunities over and over again. It's time to ask for more, to be more, and to know you are deserving of it. So very, very in-depth statements here, because once again, this can go so deep into our lives, and we're having to really expose these roots. We gotta go deep beneath the surface. So what cycle are you looping? What is it that's driving you nuts right now? Okay, they're really showing me this strong agitation, and the universe is just like, will you please do something about it? Because they're kind of showing me someone looking to the universe or looking outside of them for external circumstances to change before they take action. But what I'm really hearing this week is we got to stop looking outside of us. We have to look within ourselves. We have to hone our power and trust ourselves to make the right decisions for ourselves. You know, one thing that pops in my head is this Louise Hay beautiful affirmation of I approve of myself. And I love her books. So if you are interested in helping retrain your mind and really focus on your thoughts and perceptions, I highly recommend picking up some of her books, especially on how to heal your life. That's an amazing book. But that statement really changed my life because I have a very hard time making decisions and trusting myself as a chronic people pleaser and growing up that way. So this week, I'm hearing lots of us are going to struggle with this, where it's like, I don't know the right decision to make, and we're factoring in everything, and we're overthinking it, and we're building anxiety. Even when we know what's actually correct for us, we're just procrastinating out of fear, right? So we have to look at this a little deeper. But I'm just hearing, when you land on this truth and you know what's right for you, approve of what's right of you. So instead of going and looking for external validation, going, is this the right choice, universe? Is this the right choice, my friends and family? Is this the right thing? Is this the right step? Go to yourself and go, I approve of this decision. I approve of this choice. See what a shift in energy that makes within yourself when you give yourself authority, when you give yourself full trust and go, I approve of myself. I approve of this choice. And sometimes I've had to say that repetitively when I'm afraid, if I'm feeling confused, when that trigger comes in, oh my God, I'm going to take a risk, or oh my God, I'm going to take this step and it's scary. Repeat that. I approve of this decision. I approve of myself. I approve of taking this next step for doing what's right for me. So powerful. And this helps retrain our mind. This helps retrain ourselves to going, instead of looking at immediately the risk, immediately to what will be gained from this risk, right? What will be gained? So I'm really seeing that's important as well, to look at alternative perspectives. And we're getting a huge push to daydream this week. Where do you not daydream? Where do you leave that in the dust and go, oh, there's more important things for me to do? Dreaming is so important. Visualizing is so important. So I'm really hearing we need to be playing in these realms of possibility. We need to be going to the joy of our lives, to the possibilities, and not allowing the ego to be so loud, to shut those things out. Have you noticed how much we shut out our joy because, there's more important things that we need to be doing or focusing on, right? So notice that even in your daily habits, where does your joy land in your list of priorities every day? Look at those things. What is it that I need to be doing to allow more space for fun, for my manifestations, for my daydreams? And how can I start removing the distractions, removing the fluff, the things that really aren't important? Because I'm important. And I think this is so important to mention, because they really were going no, you're deserving of this. So where is there a belief or this little voice in the back of your mind that goes, no, you don't get to have that in your life? Wow. So awful, this bully in our minds. So awful, this voice that dictates our lives. We need to change this voice. We need to shift it and cultivate our own. And that starts by giving yourself your own permission to live life on your terms. That starts by giving yourself the permission to follow through on your goals, on your aligned choices, on your soul-directed decisions. So what is in alignment? What is authentic to you in your heart? What is your intuition screaming at you to fulfill? And where can you take that leap of faith and go, you know what? I do deserve so much more than what I'm currently giving myself. So I'm really seeing this changes our manifestations, because manifesting really comes to this point of being willing to receive. So notice that. How willing are you to receive good in your life? Where have you yourself been the instigator in blocking your own abundance? And where do we need to take leadership and make a shift? So ask yourself, what would you be doing now if there were no limits, no distractions? Do it. Follow through your goal to the end. Play within your desires. Manifest the right way, not through pain and suffering or loathing the journey, but through strength and joy. Be in your power at all times. This is amazing. So how can you be in your power at all times? So I'm really seeing it's very important that we listen to empowering messaging. So notice that, the content you are consuming, the things that you listen to, the things that you watch, the people you surround yourself with every single day affect you massively. So is the messaging that you're receiving, even on a very subconscious level, empowering you? Or is it hindering your progress? Is it hindering your goals? once again, this week we have to start using our logic as well and looking at these areas and going, okay, this isn't working. This isn't actually upbuilding for me. So maybe I do need to cut this out. So they're kind of showing me some people being very addicted to like true crime or the news, or very like sad, heavy, dark topics. And they're like, that's not good for you. Why are you every single day consciously consuming this sort of material? So I'm kind of hearing some of us need to actually wake up to what we are receiving. And if it's the stuff we really want to be receiving and consuming, because it does affect us, it does change our vibration, it does make an impact. So how can we tune into things that empower us instead of disempower us? How can we tune into things that make us feel light and wonderful and happy, as opposed to the opposite? And they're saying how this shifts our perspective of the world, right? Because they're kind of showing me there's always darkness to be found. But guess what? There's always light to be found as well. And it's all about how we see the world. It's all about what we put our attention and place our attention and focus on. So likewise, in your life, where is your attention? Where is your focus? Because where our attention goes, energy flows. So if you're not manifesting abundance, why not? Why? Have the courage to go within yourself and see why. Why am I a slave to lack? Where do I have a real bully in my mind that tells me I must be a slave to my life? I must be a slave to my circumstances. That I need to suffer through life. Where do I have a bully in my mind that says I don't deserve any goodness? I don't even get to play anymore. That I don't get to enjoy myself and my surroundings. Where have you made yourself so small that you can't even believe that you'll rise up ever again? You don't deserve that, my friend. You don't deserve this bully in your brain. You deserve so much more than that. So I'm really seeing, there's a huge emphasis. Yes, be grateful for your life. Fill it with love. Do what you can in that retrospect. But they're also showing me how we have to also wake up to where we've been accepting of less. Where we've been tolerating things we shouldn't be tolerating. Where we need to have the self-respect to demand more of ourselves, of our lives, and take control now to put our foots down and go, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to repeat the past. I am not going to keep manifesting this cycle over and over again. I'm done. And it's so funny because now I feel all of your spirit guides going, finally, this is what we've needed. We've been waiting for them to get to this breakthrough of saying no, because they're kind of going how we just keep putting up with it. Just going, well, then I guess I'll just keep on going. I'll keep on fighting. I'll keep on going through the drudgery and the hardship. No. This is the decision you need to make this week. You need to commit and go, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I am claiming what is right for my life. And these new doors they just showed me a door wide open, just flinging open. And a whole new world opens up. And you're like, oh my gosh. You get this awareness to where you were so limited in your perspectives, where you were so small in your own life. And you go, oh my gosh, this is the life I could have? This is who I could have been this whole time if I just believed in myself? Your mind is expanding. Your energy is growing. Your fields are so open to new now. And new can finally come in because you're finally realizing, holy crap, I am powerful. Okay? So this is this new revelation. It's time to be big now. No more waiting. You are strong. You are powerful. You are masterful in your design. And I love how they're going like, you are at the precipice of who you are. Fight for them every day. This is so true. So when those limiting thoughts come in, fight. Fight for yourself. Don't just surrender to these small-minded thoughts anymore, to these degrading thoughts about yourself. Stand up and fight against them. Go, no. I'm not going to lead myself down this path ever again. Take control. I am powerful. I am strong. I am so deserving of so much more than this. And take it. Claim it for yourself. See how powerful this is. See how if you were to listen to this sort of information every single day, how would that change your life? Because my thoughts have always gone to this, where it's like, well, if I think about something positive for the next hour, well, that's one full hour that I have been focused on positivity and light and joy, rather than an hour of self-deprecation. Whether alternatively to an hour of depression, of sadness, of things that aren't working. So think of your day that way. How can I spend as much time as humanly possible consuming things that empower me, that lift me up, that make me feel so empowered in my life that I'm no longer afraid? Because that is going to pump you up to take the next steps, to go to this next level of your evolution. Like, you need to be doing these things, okay? So what stuff, what material, what messaging, what can you do every single day? Can you fill your day with passion? Can you fill your day with love? Can you fill every hour with something positive? Because guess what? Every hour, every moment, you deserve to be in that space of absolute love. So don't settle for less anymore. Don't put up with toxicity. Don't put up with stuff that doesn't deserve you. Don't waste your time focused and pouring your energy into things that's not working. And I'm really hearing you need to fill your day with compassion. We're so hard on ourselves, even when it comes to our healing. If we keep thinking that something needs to be healed, we keep perpetuating that there's something wrong. So how can we become so self-full that we start rewiring this programming of I need to heal myself to I'm already healed. I am already enough. I am already in love. And it's so interesting because don't we hear this? When you're trying to ask for something, embody that it's already done. We get that message a lot from spiritual teachers, and it's so true. It's very, very true. I've even had my angels tell me that, well, it's done. When I'm like, oh, please heal this, it's done. Do you practice that? Oh, it's done. Acting like it's already yours. It's already done. So instead of going, oh, there's something I need to heal, I need to fix this about myself, I'm never good enough, what if we changed it to, I'm going to embody the version of myself who already is healed, who is already enough, who is already in this high vibration of love, who already has it all. And look at the shift in vibration that takes place. Look at the total transformation that happens. Think about the choices you will make and the differences between a person who's self-full and someone who's self-lacking. They're going to choose a choice from fear every time, from scarcity every time. But a person who is self-full, who's so full of love for themselves, who is already healed, who is already enough, they're not going to tolerate anything less. They're not going to fall prey to small-minded thinking. No. They're going to be choosing themselves every time. So this week, just like last week, what would someone who loved themselves do? What was someone who is so self-full behave like? What choices every day? Look at those little choices you make. Are they working against you or for you? Have the discipline to make a different choice, to have the self-awareness from the workouts you do every day, from the food you put in your mouth every day, to the tasks that are on your agenda every day. Look at all of those things, because every single day they impact your well-being. So what are you choosing? Is this something that is going to make me self-full? Is this something that fills me up, that gets me further? Or is this going to take me lower? Is this going to take from my energy? Is this going to lower my vibration? Is this going to affect my goals in a negative way? We got to look at these things. It's so important. So it's time to be big. You are powerful. You are strong. You are masterful in your design. And this last part, you are masterful in your design, really hit me, because I was like, oh my gosh, you are innately powerful. That is how you were made. That is literally within your design. You are powerful. Have you allowed yourself to see that about your life, about who you are, about who you are on the deepest levels? Powerful. You are a soul living in a human body. You've forgotten your power. You've forgotten what's possible for you because you've been so blindfolded by how other people say you should be living your life. It's not your fault. But now you can make a different choice. Now you can choose yourself and create a life that is full of self-empowerment, full of your own choices that are unique to you. You have all the power, my friend, and it's time to take it. So from there, we have this beautiful comfort that comes in, because it's like, sit by the water, let your soul sing, be motivated by unconditional love. Choose that love over fear. Don't fall trapped to the old stories again. Wait and integrate your goals. What would be the best way to get there? The best way that would give you peace. A little of everything. A perfect balance of all. Seek harmony, seek peace, and it shall be delivered. So amazing. Once again, we might be like, oh my God, I got to take all the action. I got to change my life right now. And some of us might get that push. I'm not going to lie. Some of us are going to get these big decisions that we got to make. But we also have to take the time to integrate these choices and put in this action plan that honors us. So once we get this clarity of like, okay, this is my goal. I'm not going to give up on it. I'm going to see it through. I'm going to live my best life ever. I'm going to top myself up, stay empowered throughout it. Great. You've made that commitment. You've made that choice. That is huge. So after that, what's the best way for you to get to this goal? Once again, someone who is self-full is going to analyze their goals and go, okay, this is the best way for me. That is going to support me, that is going to honor me, that is going to allow me to be in my joy. And for some of us, that's going to require major balance and rescheduling. So they're kind of showing me like, You have to schedule everything in a way that honors you. So if you're like, oh my God, I got to get this done, we don't want to go into a burnout. So if you're prone to that, of forgetting your needs, not eating regularly, not drinking regularly, not doing other things, and you're so consumed in your work, then you have to know that about yourself and go, okay, where is balance needed as I pursue this goal? What's going to make me feel so topped up while I do this goal? So cover your needs, cover your basis. And it's so cool because they're showing me like a little bit of everything. Who says you have to do everything in a traditional way? What if you did multiple things that helped you get there? What if you did multiple things that brought you joy? It's so funny they just said multiple joys. So what if you have multiple joys? What if it's not just all narrowed down to your one goal? What if there's many different things for you to explore and enjoy and experience along the journey? We think so linearly, where it's like, well, once I get this goal, that's the epitome of bliss. But the epitome of bliss is being in your bliss at all times as much as possible. So instead of waiting and giving your power even to your goal or destination, enjoy the journey. Make yourself so full in love in your life that every day is a miracle. Every day is an accomplishment. Every day is a reward, is a celebration. Like, could you imagine if every single day you rewarded yourself and celebrated yourself, no matter how small the step you made? Even if you did nothing all day but rested and recuperated your body, could you celebrate that? Could you be like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, this is the best day. Instead of like shaming yourself or guilting yourself over it. Like, what a shift in our perspectives and in our minds and in our mindsets, right? So this week, we're being really called to make these daily changes, because those little changes create big change, are going to be what actually are the catalysts for changing your entire life. So if you're like, I want to change my entire life, start small. Start with a different choice every day, a choice that honors you, a choice that respects you, and watch how that goes tenfold into your experience. So finding a perfect balance, seeking harmony, and seeking peace. So once again, don't force your goals. Don't force and control or put timelines. Don't do that to yourself. We are learning a new way of how to manifest. We are learning a new way of how to live life on our terms that's not structured, that's not cookie cutter, that's completely our own. So we have to be willing to be flexible and flow with the soul and listen to the soul's calling. You know, it's so interesting. I had this thought this last week, and I think about this often. Like, what if you could just fully surrender to every nudge and pull of your intuition the moment it happened and just followed through in it? Like, with no hesitancy, with no second guessing, with no ego getting in the way. The minute you had an intuition, you fully 100% committed and trusted it. Where would it lead you? If you want this week, try it. Try listening and surrendering so fully to yourself that you follow every nudge and see where it goes. See what shifts. Like, what's it gonna hurt for you to step out of the box of the way you live life and doing things a new way? Sometimes we just have to give ourselves permission. I approve of this decision today. I'm setting the intention to trust my soul's wisdom today. I give myself permission to feel whatever I need to feel today. See how powerful that is? And notice how when we set those intentions, it changes everything. We have that much power. We have that free will. So the moment we speak something out and we give that permission, it happens. So give yourself full permission to live in love. Give yourself full permission this week to be self-full, to embody your higher self, to make a new choice. And I promise you, my friends, you will never regret it. At the end of your life, you will never look back and regret that decision. Live your life now. Live your life so wonderfully in this moment at this very time. Don't wait any longer. Don't give your power away to a choice, to the future, to your goals, to your circumstances, to the lack. Now is the time to be living life. Now is the time to be in your glory and in your bliss. So friends, that's all I have for this week. What an amazing reading. Holy moly. I really hope you enjoyed it. And I'm sending you all so much love. If you need some support, if you need some clarity, I'm going to be opening up my schedule for some sessions again here soon. I also am going to be doing a buy donation day next weekend, the 12th and 13th, Saturday and Sunday. And I do have some open slots available for bookings. So if you'd like to join me for a buy donation, so a pay what you can session, it'll be 30 minutes of distance Reiki, live channeling, as well as a card pull if there's time. So connect with me. I'd love to meet you or see you again. And I'm sending you all the love in the world. Have a beautiful week.